Hello, everybody out there, and welcome to another episode of the Talk That Talk Show with me, Barry Holmes. Had a really great week this week. Really happy to be here. It's just, how could I say, each and every week, I hate to sound redundant, but each and every week I just come ready to deliver this show. And the excitement that I get from doing this show each and every week, it never gets like any less, right? Every time one of my friends asks me about my show and, ask me about some of the things that I'm about to talk about on this week, it always, shout out to my boy Stephen Baum, shout out to my boy Nihir Trivedi. It makes me so humbled each and every week to see the amount of people that support on this show. Shout out to Liz out there on Instagram Live. Shout out to my boy Ish Treadwell. He's got that talk. It's just like I said, last week there was our first week where we had Instagram Live and Facebook Live going, and we're doing that same trend here, and we see that both are definitely booming. Shout out to my boy Antoine on the Instagram Live, and shout out to my boy Timothy Hugo on Facebook. But each and every week, we're going to come to deliver you a quality podcast that you can depend on each and every week. You know that Friday at 8:30, you're going to get a talk show or whatever you want to call it as far as a podcast that's around sports, culture, the newest current events that we're talking about. These are the things that we're going to encompass each and every week. And I thank you, each and everybody that tunes in. And not even just the people that tune in live. How could I say? You have people that don't necessarily get the opportunity to watch us at the 8:30 slot. But one of my friends had asked me, they said, so do you know that, do you see that a lot of your views come from the live stream, or do you see that they're watching it directly live? And I had to tell him that, a lot of people out there that do listen to this Talk That Talk show don't necessarily get a chance to listen in live. So the one thing that I've been very humbled to see is that the people beyond just the 7 or 4 that we have here on Instagram and Facebook, it's also the people that come in and show that interest to see it after the fact, right? I still appreciate everybody that tunes into this show because, like I said, amidst the tough times that we're in, I definitely wanted to get into it about the uncertainty that I've been, dealing with. But, this show is something that I can depend on, and it's something that everybody else can depend on out there. You know that you're going to get this show. So I thank you all for everybody that tunes in. Before I get into the show, I definitely have to give a big special shout out to our sponsors at VW Liquors, located in Wick Plaza, Edison, New Jersey. Also want to give a big shout out to our sponsors at Executive Bar and Restaurant, located in Carteret, New Jersey. And then also a big shout out to my boy Cody Bromley at 91s.com. He's got the best acid wash apparel in the game. And before we get into this show, I got to give a big happy birthday special shout out to my boy Reese. Love my boy Reese. We play Call of Duty together each night, and especially when we're playing with Jeff, and don't really get to see him as often as we would like to, but I definitely want to extend a big shout out to my boy Reese. He has a birthday on Sunday, so big shout out to my boy Reese. Hopefully he comes in the stream here and we'll be able to give him a big shout out there. But before we also get into the show, I do want to say we are going to raffle off the last shirt. I'm telling you, this is going to be one of the last shirts from the OG1s, all right? We got a size here. We're going to spin the wheel at the end of the show. If you want to be a part of the raffle, please put your name in and say, I want a shirt. Put your name, and you will get a Talk That Talk Show shirt if you win the raffle, all right? Each and every week. You never know if you're going to get a chance, and this is the week where we are actually going to raffle off the shirt. All right, so before we get into it, want to also give a big shout out to my boy Al, who joined in on the Instagram Live. He also got one of his shirts. Want to give a big shout out to my boy Jeff out there listening on Instagram Live as well, too. But one of the things that came up that I thought was pretty cool that a lot of people would want to talk about or hear is the fact that people asked me, they're like, Barry, like, I know you're a big beach guy, but how do you feel about now going into the beaches now? Like, how is that? Is there a lot of people in there? And, like, how's the social distancing and everything? Well, I'll come to tell you right now that I did get my season pass for the year. I've been doing this every single year. I did get my season pass to Long Branch, all right? This is my season pass. So, you get to go on there, just show them the badge and you're on there. But, I like to think of myself as an avid beach goer. Even though, a lot of people like to hate on the Jersey beaches. They're like, oh, the beaches are so disgusting, or oh, the water's not blue. Well, you know what? We're living in a great place, and I love, Jersey, right? And, part of the reason, or most of the reason why I really love the state of New Jersey is the fact that I live close to the beach, right? So, I at first I was a little wary, and, I definitely was itching to get back on the beach. I was, definitely wondering if it was going to be a little bit different, if things were going to change. But, I was very refreshed to see that when I did show up, the only thing was different, I had my mask when I went to get my beach pass. And, from there, it's pretty much the same. I went on the beach. Now, I know it's probably different for me because I was on Long Branch, which isn't traditionally one of the more crowded beaches, right? But, that's the one that I liked and the one that I've been going to for the past couple of years. But I definitely enjoyed my experience, and I thought that it wasn't anything different. For a lot of people that, do live in Jersey or do live in your areas, I think if we all just, actually practice the social distancing, especially when it comes to going on the beach, I don't see it as a problem. Did I wear my mask when I was on the beach? I did not. I will say I did not wear my mask, but, I think that, being out there on the beach and, just practicing your social distancing, it wasn't that hot though. I will say this, the one time that I did go out there, and I believe it was like last Tuesday or Thursday, but it wasn't hot enough to where you could go in the water. And that's one of the things that I'm looking forward to in the summertime because, I don't have a pool, and I'm somebody that always did want a pool when I, growing up. But the beach is pretty much my pool, so when I didn't get a chance to go out there, it does get you a little bit sad. But I know that, going into July, we are going to have some warmer months where we will be able to get out there and go in the water. So if you were out there at the beach and you went in the water, you are pretty brave. Because I'll tell you, even just putting my toes out there, I was like, nah, that's going to be a negative. But, I definitely love the beach. And I'm looking forward to, coming into July, where we can have a little bit of the warmer months, right? I'm definitely going to be utilizing this beach pass. I'm going to tell a lot of people, the beach pass is something that not a lot of people take advantage of, right? You always find yourself in situations, I don't know about anybody else, but, I'll be around my friends and, somebody hit me up and say, hey, you want to go to the beach? And, we might not go to Long Branch each and every time, but, for me who is an avid beach goer, for you to get that beach pass, you're going to spend that money anyway with the amount of times that you'll go during the summer. So, if you are a beach goer, go and get that beach pass. If you like Belmar, cool. Go get a Belmar season pass. If you like Point Pleasant, find out how you can. But one of the reasons why I like Long Branch myself, and I'll give my last check mark on it, is the fact that you get free parking, all right? That's my big stamp of approval. I'll give them that. So if you are a fan of the beaches and you have not checked out any of the Jersey beaches, or you want to check out a cool one, why don't you try the one that I'm at? And that's at Long Branch. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Greg. He's on our Instagram live feed. I want to give a big shout out to my boy Theopolis. He's been climbing the ladders on Call of Duty. Shout out to my boy Nihir Trevetti, Ashley Michelle, Anthony Kodos, Kelsey, Aaron. Thank you so much for tuning in. And this audience that tunes in each and every week, I'm very humbled because I don't know who's going to be on each and every week. And, I think that's part of the thing that makes it so exciting for me as well, too, is coming on this show, is just seeing who's going to come on here and who's that different viewer for today. And, hopefully, remember, if you want to get a chance to win yourself a Talk That Talk Show shirt, you gotta put your name in the chat and say, I want a shirt. Put your name in there, and we will get you a shirt in the raffle, right? So, one of the other things that I definitely want to talk about that's been, how can I say, just on my mind, and it's made things a little bit difficult around this time. But, I think that amidst all this coronavirus, there has been a lot of uncertainty, right? Even when you're talking about just talking to different people and meeting different people, and one of the craziest things that I never would have thought that I had to think about was, like I said, I've become a big bowler, but my true love is always been and always will be basketball. And I think one of the crazy things that I had to think about was, my boy had hit me up. Shout out to my boy Stanley Rao. He hit me up and said that he wanted to play some basketball, and a lot of the homies were balling. And, I came to a point, and I came to a standstill with myself, and I was like, do I really play basketball? Like, is this something that is safe to do? And I think it's crazy that we have to think about that in these times because, especially in the summertime, basketball is one of those things that I really enjoy. When you talk about a sport, I really do like playing, beach volleyball when I'm out there. I do. I'm telling you, you might not think I'm pretty good, but, I'm good at that beach volleyball. And another game that I'm pretty good at that if you ever get a chance to get, it's called spike ball. It's a really cool game. I used to play it a lot when I had it with one of my friends back in the day. We always played it on the beach. I think I wound up playing with Jeff Peterson one time at the beach. But, spike ball is a game that's pretty dope. If you get a chance to, definitely check that out. But, like I said, I've always been a big basketball player and a basketball guy. So, for me, a lot of the time summer is related to or directly related to basketball. I mean, I could tell you all the times when, we were kids and we would play all the time, going all the way out to, how could I say, like 7, 8 o'clock at night till the street lights came on or until it got too dark to where you couldn't see the rims. I mean, that was the love that I had with the game of basketball, and I still do. And I look forward to a time when we can enjoy that in the summertime. But I wasn't comfortable. I have to say that I did not go out there and I didn't go play basketball. And it's something that I was thinking about because, I wonder how long is this going to have to be a time where this is going to be something that I have to think about. I really would enjoy to play some basketball. And, I'm not going to be going D1 anymore. Like, I'm not going to be playing in NBA next to LeBron James. But, even though you're not professional, you can still find some fun and still find some joy in a game outside of being at a professional level, right? I had a fun conversation with my boy Keith Pierce, and I think one of the things we said on my previous episode was it was so surprising just the amount of numbers that represents, the revenue lost based off of just youth sports alone. It was a percentage of that pie alongside of the professional sports and college sports, right? So it's just very interesting, to see just the landscape and the times that we're in, because I'm just so hopeful for the fact that I can just confidently wake up and say, yes, I can play basketball and I will be able to play with my friends and, that will be okay. And I don't have to worry about the coronavirus, right? I look forward to the time when I can go to play, where I can go bowling, right? And be able to go in the bowling alley and see my friends. One of the things that I did see that's been happening just to try and get some sense of normalcy back is we've seen there's been some outdoor seating to, restaurants. It's been crazy because for a lot of the time we've been locked up in the cribs, under quarantine and not seeing people. And, one of the things that I did enjoy was going out with my friends and, having dinner with people and stuff. But, the fact of the matter is, we are starting now to try and get back outside, right? We're starting to leave quarantine a little bit. I'm looking forward to when they even bring the rims back around around my house. Because, even though we might not be able to play the team sport of basketball, I would still look forward to just shooting the ball around. And in a lot of places around us, they still have the rims down. So please, let's put the rims back out there so we can get our jump shots back, all right? I mean, how do you expect me to be Barry Buckets if I don't have a rim around me, right? So, big shout out to everybody that's been tuning in here on our Instagram Live as well, to Anthony Kodos, my boy Theo. He said, free parking is everything. I told you about that beach life, right? Then my boy Al, Ish Treadwell, my boy Sterling on the Facebook live stream, Jim Barrett, everything as well, brother. Thank you so much, and Ethan Bayer for tuning in here. But remember, if you want to get entered into this raffle, all you have to do is put your name in the chat, say, I want a shirt, and you'll have yourself a Talk That Talk Show shirt. You'll have a chance. Say, I want a shirt. All right? And we'll get yourself a shirt out there. Big shout out to everybody that's tuned in. I love you all. And, one of the other things that's been, on my mind on top of everything, with, playing basketball and not having that chance to, has definitely been the unemployment and the uncertainty. It's tough because, in a weekend where we're supposed to be joyous and happy, one of the things that I can really think about is the fact that a lot of things are uncertain for me. We've gotten the chance at the nonprofit that I work at to get extended, whatever our contracts were, going in. And I think it wasn't real for a lot of people until the time has come, just now, where we're heading into the, supposed last days of when, we're going to be still employed with them. And, we're supposed to have a conversation on Monday, and, it's hard to set aside that factor. It's hard to push aside the reality that I really might get let go. A place where I spent 7 years of my life, trying to add direct change to other people and other kids and adults in a site coordinator position, it was something that, at times I really didn't fully appreciate, right? I didn't appreciate the fact of a lot of the change that I was able to create. And I was very hard on myself and hard on the situations that we were in. And I have to say that I didn't truly appreciate the opportunity that was in front of us, man. We every single day, I got to talk to somebody, and anybody that knows me, I'm a people person. So, when you have a situation where a lot of the schools and contracts and everything that ties to the direct result of your position, it really starts to sink in just the severity of the situation. And if in fact I do get let go, it's going to be difficult because I do miss a lot of the kids that I did serve in Newark and in New York City, and a lot of the teachers and administrators that I became good friends with and got to create positive change with. One of the things that COVID-19 has made me pretty much into is the fact that I talked about before, that I've been doing contracting jobs on the side. Like I said, I never thought that I would find myself up there laying paper down, and then today I'm out there going up, like I said, 4 stories, 5 stories up, and we're laying down siding, laying down stuff to the house, and learning different things. And even yesterday, I was laying down flooring, and I was telling my mom that, and she was so excited about that, and just saying that here we are in a situation where there is no certainty for me, right? Like, I don't know if I'm going to have a job anymore. Like, I never had to think about the fact that as a college degree, I would have to, potentially apply for unemployment and have a situation where you don't have benefits anymore. And thinking about, well, if I'm not with this place, what's going to happen to my 401k? Like, how is that going to get transferred? Or even as I was talking to my boy Lou, shout out to my boy Louis Guerra, and he's saying about, we're in the situation where even if you can beef up your resume, or even if you can try and do these different things to add to your career path, it's a difficult time, and a lot of places are not hiring, and there's a lot of hiring freezes. So, one of the things that has been helpful for me has been some help, or reduced payments for a lot of people, and for you all that have student loans out there, I definitely encourage you to look into and see how you can get those payments reduced down too, because unemployment is definitely a real situation. And when you think about, even with me, when I tried to claim I've looked at it, was back in March, they just now are filing that for people, and that was me. I just now got the chance to, if anything happens, I can get unemployment, but that took about 4 or 5 months living in the state of New Jersey, right? So that's so difficult to think about, and that's the reality that I'm living in. And I thought about it, not too long ago when I was talking to my friends, but it's like, here my entire position was to create positive change for other people, right? And to create that change that is sustainable. So now when you're in a situation where that position is now removed from you, I'm in a position where it's like, how can I create positive change within myself, right? How can I create that change within myself? For a lot of times with people in my position, that was my job. That is how I was, critiqued. That's where they say, how are you doing a good job based off of how other people are progressing, right? And now when that's removed or potentially not there, you really have to look within yourself, right? And this coronavirus has made me invest so much more into this podcast, just the fact that we have people like Crystal Dice, Mary Beth Heaney, Matt Kayunjan, Zishan Abbas, my boy Bryce Allen, who got an OG1 shirt. That's somebody these are people that I love and that come on the Facebook live stream. And people like my boy Rocco Devisa, Willie, Too Legit to Break on Instagram Live. These are the people that keep me going and make me accountable and say, hey, where is this going today? Who are you going to be? Even Aisha, who got a shirt, she got herself an OG1 shirt, but yet she's still asking me about what I'm going to be talking about. It's people like that, push you to be better and to try and get, somewhere where you want to be. Even though we're at over 60 subscribers on YouTube, I'm still not happy. Like, I still want to keep going up. I want to still get the reach. And then that's where the idea of having these shirts came on, man. And like, for me, it's not just a shirt, I said it before, but like, the shirt represents all the hard work and dedication that, that I put into. Me and my boy Carl Samuel, shout out to him, we had a conversation because, we were like, damn, back at York College, like, we didn't take advantage of the influence of the movement that we had, right? And we didn't monetize that. And that was something that we were so, like, it was when we were reflecting on it, we laughed about it, but it's something it sucked, like, we really wanted to take advantage of that whole killing it, whatever we did at York College, like, that it was crazy, right? But with this Talk That Talk show, this is something that each and every week, you can count on. And it's something that I put a lot of time and effort into, to not only progressing, but putting out to make it, accessible for you all. There's some people, I was talking to my friend who I think was my mom's friends, and I was telling them, not everybody's on Facebook. So now that's why we have the Instagram Live. And some people don't like that type of media. So we have YouTube. Some people don't like that. So we have Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts. All this stuff takes time, and it takes, the appreciation to want to learn and to want to do that. There was no cookbook, or there was no like magic guide for me to figure out how to do this stuff. This was all stuff that I had to figure out on my own, on top of a little bit of help from YouTube. But the information is pretty much out there for you. It's just up to you to consistently put it out there and decide what it is that you want to do with it, right? Shout out to Crystal Dice. Because I made these shirts, she found a way to make her shirt unique. She said, I had my shirt tie-dyed. I can't wait to show you. I tell everyone to watch your show every day. It's people like Crystal Dice that make me want to do this show every week. Thank you, Crystal. If you have a shirt, please wear that shirt. Tell people about this show, right? The power of people is so... It's unimaginable. Just think about, what we had to go through, even with as black people. I mean, we're celebrating the Juneteenth right now, which was the freeing, the emancipation of slaves. If you don't know what Juneteenth is all about, please find that out. Use Google. Get, acquainted with that. Get knowledge, seek that, right? And for me, to be able to do that with this show and create something and a movement where, people are realizing the effort and the work that you're putting into. And when you talk about the Black Lives Movement and what it's been able to do, we've had people that have been able to peacefully protest around the country. And that's something that nobody thought could happen in every single city, right? We're finally elevating the value of Black lives, right? And, for me to then get into a project with my boy Alex Christopher, shout out to him. But me and him were able to work together, and I put my logo and stamp on with him, and I stood with him on a project where, the T-shirts that me, him, Dom, and Tim Hugel came out with, we were able to raise $300, which is going to go to the Breonna Taylor Fund, right? Whatever goes to that family, like that $300 is going there. That's some direct change that is going to happen, right? So, with this Talk That Talk show, whether it's people that I, encounter, like I said, where it happened with Alex, where we can do these positive changes, whether it's having conversations with Ishabod Crane on Call of Duty about what I'm going to talk about or what we're going to even play that day. This Talk That Talk show is where I can, just outpour all of my thoughts, emotions, and experiences out to you all. And it's crazy, man. It's crazy to see where we've come from the first episode where all we're talking about is sports. And now we're in a spot where we don't have sports. And we have a shout out to my boy Stephen Baum, because he said, what are we going to do with baseball? What do we think about some of the things that are happening there with the negotiations? But what we have to really stick to, Stephen, is the facts. And the facts of what we know is that baseball is taking the stance of they are not going to extend past 60 games. They're staying rigid on where they are, 60 games. It's really on the players' court to decide, are you going to take a little bit of this reduced pay, and are you going to play a season for us? Because we're running out of time, to quote that boy Tyler, the Creator, because they're running out of time. We're already about to get into July, and they don't have baseball coming on right now, right? I should be watching the Mets. I miss Shea Stadium, but I love going to Citi Field. I miss that, right? I miss taking the 7 train up. And even though we might not be able to get a chance to have that fan experience in the stadium, but I might not get a chance to get Shake Shack, but I would still love to listen to Ron Darling and Keith Hernandez on the tube, right? I still would like to watch some baseball. So sadly, Steven, as time goes on, I just don't see the MLB getting started up, and it's really a shame. It's really a shame because baseball, like I said, is something that, is a pastime that we've all listened to and watched at some point. You might not like it, but you know about baseball. You know about what a home run is. So that's crazy to think that we're not even going to have the chance or the opportunity to see that because people are worried about millions of dollars, right? And at least in the NBA, you have a situation where they're trying to, worry about whether they're getting exploited and whether them playing should lead to any type of, new league if Kyrie Irving thinks, or whether they should take a stand and bring more attention to the social movement. But, there's a lot of things that should be going down, and baseball is one of them, right? Steven, it hurts me, man, because, I would love to see the Mets play, or I'd love to see any type of baseball, but it really looks like we're going to have to stick to Korean baseball for now. But I want to give a big shout out again to our sponsors. Big shout out to VW Liquors, located in Wick Plaza, Edison, New Jersey. Let's go, Mets! Let's go, Mets! We always do that for Dave at the end of the show. I want to give him a big shout out. And also Crystal Dice, who's in on our Facebook live stream. Caroline Ratty. Big shout out to my boy Tim Ratty. Neva. Gabe Azzarello. The whole team at VW Liquors. They get so excited, when I come in. Everybody was supported there, and they get, they just hit you with all the positive energy, and especially coming into a good episode like the one tonight. Going to VW Liquors makes my Friday, even before I come into this show. So big shout out to that whole team. They all got themselves some OG1 shirts and some We don't want to tell him yet. I think somebody, I think it was Sterling, he might have said something in the Facebook live chat, but we don't want to tell him yet. We don't want to tell him yet. But one of the things that we always do each week is we have a beer review. And the beer review for to this week is a beer called Juicy Pebbles, all right? It is a delicious beer, let me tell you. For a lot of people that like those fruity beers and they think that they're a little strayed away from IPAs because they think that, oh, it's too hard, I don't think I can have that. This is another beer that falls in the category of beers that you might like, even though it's an IPA, all right? This is called Juicy Pebbles. It's by Bolero Snort Brewery. It's one of my favorite breweries out here in New Jersey. And when you talk about a beer that has, what is this, milk sugar lime zest, I mean, come on, man. You put that together and it is a good beer. So for everybody out there tuned in, if you want to get a chance at the shirt, put your name in for the raffle. Dad, I'm going to start giving you some names here. We're going to put a lot of people here. Whoever was in, I seen that you were on the chat. We're going to put you in here. Put Peter Dunn, Dad, in the raffle. Put in Jack Sanders. Put in Gabe. We're going to get Greg. We're going to get Greg in there. Put in Jeff. Put Jeff in there for his raffle. Put in Barang Joof. All right? Put in Sterling. We're going to put Sterling in here for the raffle. We'll put in Mary Beth. All right? Put in Matt K. Put in Z Sean. Bryce A. Let's put these people in on the raffle. We're going to get you in. We're going to get that raffle in a little bit soon. Put in Theo in the raffle too. I know a lot of people have been in on this chat. Want to give also a big special sponsorship shout out to our people at Executive Bar and Restaurant located in Carteret, New Jersey. Also want to give a shout out to my boy Cody Bromley at 91s.com. And in epic fashion, we're going to thank you all and cheers with a sip of the Juicy Pebbles.
Juicy Pebbles.
That is a good beer. I tell you. If you get a chance, please check out the Juicy Pebbles. All right, that's by Bolero Snort Brewery. That was really, really good. I am very happy. We had people in here that were actually saying something about, there might be, what are the OG2s? And for people out there that might not necessarily know what the OG2s are, these shirts, like I said, mean so much to me. You know, I shout out to my boy Tim because, you know, putting them together for this show, and it wouldn't be anything without the show, right? But, you know, just the fact that I was able to put together something that everybody has wanted and everybody supported, you know, just the fact of getting these shirts, you know, I was able to reconnect with my boy Dave Stone, this Wavy Davy, and I got to stream Streets of Rage with him. That was so much fun, you know. This project has brought so much positivity to me. And, you know, just for everybody out there that has gotten a shirt from me, these are the OG1s. You know, I thank you so much for supporting me. Dad, put Alex Balonis in on the raffle here. Let's see who else we can put in on here. Who else we're gonna put in on here? Did you put Antoine? Put Antoine in on the raffle. Put in Ashley Michelle on the raffle. Put in Stephen Baum. Yeah, get everybody in on this raffle here. We're gonna be spinning it soon. If I didn't see your name, if I haven't gotten a chance to see that you're on the live stream, this is your last chance. Put your name in the chat. Say I want a shirt. By the time I finish this beer, we're gonna raffle off the OG1 shirts. But please stay tuned, because what I'm gonna tell you is in the month of July, at some point, the OG2s are gonna drop. I'm telling you, baby. Oh, these are so clean. But you're not gonna be able to get them just yet. You gotta wait till July. Thank you, everybody. If you want a chance to get the shirt, put your name in there.
Bolero snort juicy pebbles.
The IPAs might do that to get a little bit gassy. I'm sorry, but that is the Juicy Pebbles by Bolero Snort Brewery. I love that beer. Please go out there and get it from VW Liquors. Tell them Barry sent you from the Talk That Talk show. They'll give you the discount. Tell them. I promise you. All right? And Dad, it is time. Let's spin the wheel to see. Bring it on this other side here. We're going to spin the wheel. We're going to see who gets a chance at getting a shirt. Here we go. Shout out to my boy Halfleaf Near. He said, "Stop tasting the beer, chug that." See, I still got it, man. You think I don't got it, man? All right, here we go. We got how many people we got here on the live
We got
here?
about 21.
21 people here on the live stream, and we are going to send in the raffle in 3, 2, 1. Spin that wheel. All right, that wheel is a spinning. Somebody's gonna get a chance at a shirt. Who is it gonna be? And this wheel is starting to slow down here. It looks like Z-Shawn! Z-Shawn Abbas has won himself a shirt. Shout out to my boy Z-Shawn Abbas. People don't know who he is. He's the person who actually puts in the beats each and every week to get a chance on this show. Check him out. His name is Z What's Goody on Instagram. He's got some dope beats. He just won himself a shirt on the Talk That Talk show.
Talk that talk!
This is such a dope show. Like I said, I'm happy to be here each and every week. Thank you to everybody that tuned in on the show. Oh, look, he was actually tuning in. He's so happy. Look at him. He's like, oh! Yes, Z-Shawn, you just won yourself the last OG1 shirt until, guess what? The OG2s are going to come out soon. You might not get them yet, but the OG2s are coming out in July. Be ready. The OG2s are coming out, but my boy Z-Shawn won himself an OG1 shirt. This is Barry Holmes here at the Talk That Talk show. Thank you each and every week for tuning in. You can check us out on YouTube, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple Podcasts, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, you name it. What else are we on? Stitcher, iHeartRadio. This show is out there for you. All you gotta do is tune in. If you want to get a chance to win a shirt sometimes, get in on the Instagram Live, get in on Facebook Live. My name is Barry Holmes. This is the Talk That Talk show. Each and every week, you know you are gonna get a quality show. Alright? Thank you for tuning in. I gotta go check out why I can't play COD quads. Alright, why is it that I can't play 4 players on Warzone now? Because of some realism mode where I can't even see the map and know when I gotta get in the circle. This is bogus, alright? Get it together, Call of Duty. I'm tight. I need to have the team of Ishabod Crane, Tyree, Jeffrey, and me playing Call of Duty together on Warzone, alright? Get it together. Bring back quads, alright? Get this realism mode out of there. If I want to play realism, I'll go play hardcore team deathmatch, alright? Get it together, Call of Duty. That's the last thing I'm going to say because I want to go play. This is Barry Holmes. This is the Talk That Talk show each and every week. Friday, 8:30. You know what time it is. You know the vibes. And I'm out of here.